What you doing, Sweats?
I'm sorting out Ted's toys, packing them up, putting some in storage and some in the caravan.
Why is that?
Because we are going to live in the caravan for 6 months.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! And we have to pack the toys while Ted's asleep because every single time I try to put one in the storage thing, he's like, Mum, I love this. And I'm like, not enough to put in the caravan. But actually, to be fair, he does love every single toy he owns. So, anyway.
Are you excited?
I'm a bit stressed at the moment. Once the house is packed down, then I'll be excited.
Fair enough.
This week, me, Bobs and Ted are flying to Melbourne and leaving the house so Geordie can pack down properly. Because it's pretty impossible when you've got 2 little ones that want to be in everything. In the boxes, in the suitcases, pulling everything back out. So anyway, Sheriff, caravan, obviously.
So yes, exciting stuff. We're hitting the road full time. That's been a bit of a dream of ours for a little while, and we finally thought, right, now's the time to do it. It's time to go. And so yeah, it's the next massive adventure for our family, and I'm so excited for us. I think it's going to be huge for us. I think it's going to be really cool. It's really fun. I know that our boys really thrive on the road. They're particularly Ted. I can just see the way he lights up when we're in the bush and when we're on the road and travelling and seeing new things every day. He develops so much when we're on the road. So we're really excited. Until then, join me in the chaos of packing down the house, the shed, filling the caravan, getting everything ready, getting the ute sorted, getting the canopy sorted. I'm going to be sort of using you guys as therapy here because I am overwhelmed. Alright, now, you've heard the exciting news. This morning I dropped Sambo and the boys to the Brizzy airport. Got up nice and early. They got on an early flight. They went to Melbourne because it was just getting too much to try and pack everything down. I've got some minor renos to do on the house because we're going to rent this house out. But it was getting too hard. Sam was packing the boxes. Ted was pulling the toys back out. It was too much. So I dropped them at the airport. They've flown down to Melbourne, where I'm going to be meeting them in about a week's time. They've gone down to Melbourne because that's where we're going to start our adventure first. Sam's family is all in Melbourne. I've got a couple of family members down there as well that we want to visit. We haven't been down south in ages. Oh, g'day everyone. I forgot to tell you, one of the other things that I have to do is drive Sam's car down to Melbourne, which is what I'm doing right now. I left at 4 o'clock this morning. It's now 6 p.m. at night. I'm going to arrive in Melbourne, according to the GPS, at 11:43. So I'll have done about 19 hours, maybe 20 hours-ish, 19 hours, so nearly 2,000 Ks today to drop this car off. Because Sam needs her car in Melbourne for a couple of weeks while I go and do some work in the desert. I'm going out to the APY lands. I'm going out to a little community called Mimili to spend some time with some legends out there, working with some artists, documenting a video and a process that I'll be able to tell you more about soon. But while I'm there, I'm away for a couple of weeks. I want her to be able to have a car to drive around with because I'll have my ute in the lands. But yeah, I wanted Sam to have her car so she's not just stuck somewhere, with the caravan or at her brother's place with no way to get around. So at least this way she can drive around. Yeah, go do fun stuff with the boys while I'm away. Oh, g'day everyone. How's it going? Spent all day yesterday with the family, with the boys and with Sambo, and so I took the boys into town, into Melbourne. Just a couple of regular city slickers, Jumped on the train, went to get off, and Ted just wanted to stay on the train. So We've been cruising around the train. Got in on the first flight this morning to get back to the house to start packing down. It has been a massive week. Like the amount of stuff I've moved, thrown out, donated, like fixing stuff in the house, painting the house, put those new floorboards down, mowing the back paddock, spraying weeds. Mate, it's been a week, hey. I really miss the fam. Like, stuff we do needs down in the caravan and in the rig. Utes all ready to go. I picked 2 surfboards to bring, plus Ted's surfboard. Ready to rock and roll and have a look at the send-off. Unreal. Had a big fire with me mates last night because I had a heap of green waste to get rid of, so had a few mates come round and we burnt that last night. And now I'm going to have a shower. So much of me wants to get in the caravan and leave now, but I reckon I'll go tomorrow. What do you think? I was waiting. Not waiting, I'm going to see my family. Let's go! I tell you what, I am that excited to do this. Like, this is a real dream come true. However, you know that feeling when you leave home for a big trip and you go, man, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Because if we've forgotten something, that's it for 6 months. Holy dooly. Righto. This feels so weird, eh? Like I'm done. I can't come back here. I'll leave the oven. This is hectic. Righto, if I look a bit rough, it's because I am a bit rough. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Drove into the night, sort of pulled over about midnight, got up and got going around 6ish. So I had a bit of sleep. But I've just been driving along and reflecting on life as I do. As I always do. And I just had this moment of self-reflection where I realised that, and it's something I've been thinking about for a while, from the moment I found out Sam was pregnant, I became more serious. I became a more serious person. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun and I really enjoy my life, but I became more serious and more focused on my own efforts, because all of a sudden, if my family isn't living as good a life as they could, that's on me. That's how it feels anyway, and I'm sure other dads and mums can relate. What happened to relaxing and enjoying your blessings? And in some ways, that then in turn could potentially make life not as good for my family, because I am being so serious and so focused on trying to give them a great life. Like you start to do it all backwards. And so I think I was reflecting on that, because it feels like a serious decision taking my family on the road like this. We're permanently moving out of our house, well, for 6 months, out of our house into a caravan, and that feels like a serious decision. But you look at it another way, and it's one of the funnest things you could possibly do with your family. And yet I'm overthinking it and making sure, is this the right decision for my family? Hey, bros, just have some fun with it. Enjoy it. And so I want this trip to, in a way, I want it to remind me that it's not all on me. Take the pressure off. Have some fun. They're already living a wonderful life. I need to learn to... It's not all on me. I have to remember that. G'day everyone, you join me in South Australia. Holy moly, it's so cold. I need another jumper. Got down to Melbourne with the family, which was awesome. I spent about 4 or 5 days hanging out with Sam and the boys and some of Sam's family, which was so cool. And man, I missed them so much. And yeah, just did zero work and just hung out and focused on spending time with them, especially knowing in the back of my head that I had to come across to South Australia for work. I got to take Ted out to the BMX track for the first time, which he loved. We rode on the train, which is something we don't get to do up in the sunny coast. He loved the train. And gave Sambo some time to herself as well, because she deserved it. She's the best mum. Anyway, yeah, knowing in the back of my head I had to come here, I tell you what, I really miss my family, and unfortunately the last couple of weeks I've had to spend, some on and off time away from them, which is, it's never easy, but as Sam keeps reminding me, number one, we need the money, and number two, it's such a great opportunity to be able to have a job that not only earns money, but is something that I'm passionate about. That's a real gift, a real blessing. So I'm not taking that for granted, that is for sure. And eventually Sam and the boys will be able to come with me, but at the moment Bobby's probably a bit young to drag him out into the desert. So I should probably explain what I'm doing for work in South Australia. I have come over to go up to Mimili, which is a small Aboriginal community up in northern South Australia, up in the APY lands, which is, it's a great place. I've spent a bit of time there. I've been lucky enough to be allowed to spend some time there working with some artists up there, some Aboriginal artists. My mum is a professional photographer and videographer. So she has spent a lot of time up there in those communities and does a lot of beautiful work with the artists up there, documenting their processes and helping to promote their work. And so I've been lucky enough to be tagged along for this trip. I'm so grateful for that, because I haven't been up to the lands in a while, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's such a privilege every time you get to go up there. I learn so much and get to spend some time with beautiful people. Anyway, so that's why I'm in South Australia, but I came over a couple of days early. Number one, to see my grandpa, who's been a bit unwell lately. And also, secondly, had Trojan put in this water tank for me, this 35 litre water tank while I was here before I headed out to the desert. I needed extra water carrying capacity. So 35 litre water tank that's mounted in here behind the headboard. So you can see it here, tucked in there. Just taking up that dead space. And then here's the little outlet here. Bang, easy as that. So that's the filler cap there. And then there's a little breather like nozzle there that just stays open. So yeah, I'm stoked that the guys did that for me. They're absolute legends. The other thing I was going to get them to do was put a parcel shelf, like a hanging shelf, in here to help divide up some of this stuff. But I've since decided that is not a good idea because now that we're away from the caravan, I've had to load some stuff up into the canopy. And as you can see, I need room on this side. I need an open space on this side. I'm loving having this drawer for my camera gear, but then I need the rest open. You know, on the way down from the sunny coast, I had prams, push bikes, stuff like that, big bulky items. So I really need to keep that open. But that's the beauty of this canopy. The modular system is that it means that everything can bolt in and out. So if you put something in and change your mind, it's just a few bolts to undo it. You haven't drilled holes anywhere. You know, you haven't done anything permanent. So I've had this canopy now for 2 months. I've done nearly 10,000 kilometers in it, using it for work purposes like videoing and photography and traveling in, and also just living day-to-day life, like being a dad, chucking bikes in, chucking prams in. What else? Also, like working out of, we've got a couple of acres up on the sunny coast, so it's really handy to have, you know, a mobile workshop, particularly that tool drawer at the back. I've got that loaded up with tools. In fact, I'll show you how I'm packing this at the moment. So it's a bit loose at the moment because I sort of just threw stuff in. But yeah, before I show you that, I just want to say it's been faultless. I've found no issues. And I promise you I would tell you, if I found a problem, I would talk about it, and I would talk about it with Trojan. But when I went in there the other day, they said to me, "Oh, so you got any questions or anything?" And I was like, "Nah, not one." Everything's been great. Everything's sealed up beautifully. Nothing stopped working. I've got the roof loaded up. I normally have 2 surfboards up, stacked on the other side of this box too. That's been great. I like this slimline rack. It's really good. I would highly recommend it. All right, so what I'll do now is I will show you how I'm living out of this thing at the moment. So in the cab here, I've just got my clothes bags on the back seat. And then here, oh yeah, up on the roof. So up here, I've got battery chainsaw, firewood, recovery gear, all up in there. Just stuff that can be dirty and needs to be accessed relatively quickly. In here I've got, behind the swag, I've got a camp chair. I've got swag. In here is the Smith's barbecue, which fits in nicely. Because it's a square barbecue, it packs really well into places, which is good for me. Camp oven, camera gear. All right. Yeah, I put this rubber mat down just to stop stuff sliding around, which has been good. Jerry cans in there. And then here I just put these little rubber sort of like cushions up each end of the rack to help with just protecting the surfboards. Okay, and then in here. Now, one thing I will mention is that I got asked on my last YouTube video, and I have to reply to them, but I only found out yesterday. So the person's question was, is this back trundle drawer dustproof and waterproof? And I asked Trojan when I went in there yesterday, and the answer is no. It's dust and water resistant, but isn't dust proof. Now, the only way they can get around that issue is by putting it on a different system. So the reason they haven't is because in this current system, it can carry far more weight. So that means you can keep more tools in here, cook off it, use it as a workbench. Whereas if they had it in a sealed system, the slider setup isn't able to carry that sort of weight. So there are pros and cons for both. For me personally, I'm not doing water crossings that are this deep. So having this not a waterproof slide out drawer is not an issue for me. All right, in here, I'll just show you what I'm running. A little jump starter, tyre repair kit, an axe, a wood splitter, a steel pole for some leverage, a shovel, battery chargers, spare like nuts and bolts, and just some hand tools in there, stuff like that. Little tow ball setup. So this is pretty heavy. There's a bit of weight in here, but it's good to have it in here because it means it's nice and low. It stays low. Keeping your weight low is a good thing. All right, I'll shut this up. Okay, now I'll bring you around here. So under here, this is where I keep all my straps, like tie downs and that. And then around here, I've got my air compressor and the air compressor hose in there. I'll open this up. So in here at the moment, the pantry's empty because I haven't done my shop yet, but that's something I have to do tomorrow. But these sliders have been awesome. So good. I love it. In here I've got a little solar blanket that sits there. And then I've got loaded in here all my cooking and eating gear. So I've got a little induction cooker there that I bought from King's real cheap. Plugs into the inverter there. What else? Yeah, a little collapsible sink. Little like collapsible kettle. So yeah, that stuff's been good. And then cooktop bench. So these lights have been great. These switches, the hardcore lights, they're dimmable, change the colour. They've been awesome. My battery has been holding so much power. That's sitting at 100%. It barely gets below 90. Like even when I'm using the inverter, it's just been such a great system. Fridge has been good, really good. Super cold. Got a couple of, actually I might bloody have one of those. Why not? Legend. Bloody deserve one. Cheers. So yeah, that's been good. If you wanted to try not drinking, I haven't been drinking for a while now, and I know, legend. No, I'm not trying to brag, but it's not a brag. But anyway, I have tried these heaps normals. These half-day hazies are my favourite. Anyway, yeah, so it's been unreal. It's such a great setup. Like, I'm so lucky. I'm super blessed and feel very grateful because it's transformed my capacity to work and live on the road. Especially now when we are living on the road full time. These sorts of things make it much more comfortable and doable. So anyway. Well, cheers everyone. Thanks for watching. The next episode will be me departing to the desert. So heading up to Mimili, spend a week and a half up in the lands. I probably won't be documenting too much time actually in the lands because I'll be I'm focusing on the job up there, photographing and videoing and recording the process of this art installation that they're doing up there. And then from there, I leave the lands and my dad is meeting me up on the Oodnadatta track on his adventure bike, his big Africa Twin 1000cc beast. He's riding up from Tassie up to the Oodnadatta track. So that'll be the next episode. We're going to be depending on weather, the weather's a bit dicey at the moment. Some of the tracks are four-wheel drive only or closed because there's been so much water up north. So we're hoping to hit the Strzelecki track, head across to the geographical corner of New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia, Cameron's Corner, and then rip across the desert that way through to the east coast and back down to the family. So that'll be the next adventure. That's going to be an epic one. But so I've got, yeah, like a week and a half of some desert magic. Looking forward to it. Cheers, gang. Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get on the road now and go and see my grandpa. Hooroo.